My name is Lieven Baele. I'm a full professor of finance at Tilburg University and TIAS. And I'm teaching here the course International Risk Management. Obviously, and that's actually one of the first things that students learn here, companies are exposed to a wide range of risk factors. Some are direct, like exchange rate risks from a transactions they have with a US company. Some are also indirect, like competitive risks. Okay? So we start actually the course by an exercise where we try to identify the indirect and direct risks that a company is exposed to. And usually that's a long list. And then in the next step, we try to quantify those risks. And there we use modern techniques like cash flow at risk and value at risks, or expected shortfall, to actually try to measure the risk that the company is exposed to. When we have measured risks, we can actually take an informed hedging decision, and then we also think a little bit like, when should you hedge? When is it maybe not necessary to hedge and avoid the cost of hedging? Now, if the hedging decision has been taken, many possible hedging techniques are available. People usually always think about forwards, futures, options, swaps, but we also discuss very simple and often more flexible techniques like simply taking a foreign currency loan or a pre-sale of the contract. Okay? We look at a number of cases where it's not just about transactional exposure hedging, but also about hedging competitive risks, dealing with risk exposures when you actually don't know how much to hedge because you don't know how many contracts you will sell, or also when you need to take into account that the company may be in a very poor situation financially, may have working capital requirements, and that also does affect the choice of the optimal hedging instrument. We don't only talk about like market risks, like exchange rate risk, interest rate risk, or commodity price risk, but we also talk about political risk, which is like a risk that has been all around over the last year and is here to stay. We see how companies are exposed to all kinds of political risks, and we define political risk as really risks that cash flows of firms are negatively affected. Okay, we identify those risks, we try to quantify them, and then we embed all this into a capital budgeting exercise where we try to calculate the NPV of projects taking into account political risk.